Well, I jumped the gun a little bit, but there's a lot of people here. And let's see. Whoops. Anne Marie, Ellen, Miriam, Amy Wilcox. Hi, Dana. EM Luminations Beck. Hello, Beck. Paper Nest Crafts by Tammy. Hi, Tammy. Lisa. Hi, Lisa. Hello, everybody. Hello, replayers. Just for those who may watch the replay later on. Let's see now. Well, that doesn't matter. This matters though. Okay, can everybody see everything all right? Let me bring this down a little bit. Okay. Hello, everybody. How's everybody been doing? My goodness. There are so many of you that are coming in. I'm just going to give you one great big blanket hello. There's Becca and Beth and Sandy and Casey and Aaron and Brenda DMC and Hen and Zena. My goodness. Southpaw Studio 21. Hello. Crafting in the Broom Closet. Hello. Hello, everybody. Hi, Bonnie. Hi, Mama Juju. Wow. So many peoples. Thank you so much for joining me at this late hour. I know some of you must have been watching all day and are really, really tired, and some of you are just joining. Somebody got 2 hellos, and I was afraid I wasn't going to reach everybody. It's 2 a.m. there. Oh my goodness. Oh, thank you. I'm going to show you how I made them. Hi, Jenny. Hello, hello, everybody. Come on in. Welcome, welcome. Come on into my messy room. 3 a.m. My goodness, how are you people still awake? I'm so glad you're taking the time out of your sleep schedule to come and see me. Okay, what I have in front of me for Falloween, which is fall. I don't do Halloween, so I'm going to do fall, something fall created. Hello, Michelle. Scrap, craft, and stitchery. Oh, you're cooking dinner? What's for dinner? What's for dinner? Okay. I'm going to do some paper quilling. And let me hold these up to the camera a little bit closer so you can see. Chat is going by really, really fast, and I may not get everybody's questions or whatever. So if I miss your question, just yell at me again. Put it all in caps so I can see it. Oh, I've got to mod these people. Hold on a second. That's right. That's right. Where'd you just go? Okay. Add as a moderator. Standard moderator. Okay, and then I need to do that with Dana. Add as moderator, standard moderator. Okay, you two should be now moderators. I hope you are. I just made you standard moderators. So I'll find out as soon as you type something else in, whether or not it worked or not. 9:02 p.m. Yay, okay, it worked for Becca. And Dana, did it work for you too? Hello, Vicky W.O. Sullivan. Okay, yes, it worked for Dana as well. Yay! Okay, so I was showing this leaf, this autumn leaf. And then this pumpkin is made with a quilling tool, and I'll show you that in a minute. And this pumpkin is made with a quilling comb. And I'll show you how to make that. Hello, Amy K. And Darcy. Thank you very, very much. Now, I have to say, these are not my designs. I tried and tried and tried to make a leaf, just a simple leaf, and it kept coming out way too complicated. And I wanted something easy for this. So I went in search and I found my standard go-to gal, Meredith from the Papery Craftery. And yes, that's how you say it, the Papery Craftery. And she had some of these leaves and pumpkins and everything, and they were very, very simple. So I'm going to recreate what she did because it was so much simpler than what I was trying to do. So I'm going to start with the leaf. So I'll start with this leaf right here. And in the interest of television, I made the stem in advance because it needed to dry before I could use it. Now the stem is made from this rust paper, which is 1/8 of an inch wide. I don't know if you can see it through the glare. It's 1/8 of an inch wide. And I folded it in two and glued it together so that it had a sturdier stem. Okay, and I already cut some of these pieces in advance to show you how to roll paper. Everybody still saying hello to everybody? Yay, good, I'm glad. This is one thing I like about this community is no matter when you come into the chat, people are always going to welcome you. Hi, Ellen. Okay, so what I want to do first before I roll my paper is I want to soften the paper. So I'm just going to run my nail across the paper, and no, I don't get paper cuts. See? See my fingers? No paper cuts. No paper cuts on my thumbs either. This is a quilling tool, and I don't know if I can show you on here how tiny this is. A quilling tool that I had made especially for me. It's ergonomic. The end rotates here so that I can rotate this easily without having to clench onto it. So I'm going to insert the paper into the quilling tool. And hi, Sandy. Hi, Chris. Welcome, welcome. And once I've got it in the tool, I'm going to wind it. Now, I wind it away from me. You can wind it towards yourself, or you can wind it away from yourself, whatever you're more comfortable with. I like to go away from me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a tight coil. That's what this is called. It's tight. And then I'm going to loosen it up, let it go, and let it unwind a little bit. And then it takes just a small dab of glue. On the end of the paper. Whoops, that was a little too much. On the end of the paper, and it creates a loose coil. Hello, my Martini Reenie. Now for this leaf, which is about an inch, okay, I need 7 components. I need the stem. I need each quilled component, and there's 6 of them. And oops, I need 7 components, not 6 components. And then I need let me just dump all of this out so that I can get to it. Then what I need is different colors. So I rolled the first one and made a tight coil, and that was a 6-inch strip. The second coils in the second colors. Hello, Di. Nice to see you. Welcome, welcome. Come on in. And then the third, which is 7 inches. And then the third coil is 8 inches. And you can see they graduate in size. They make a little bit, they start out small and they come out a little bit larger and a little bit larger. Can everybody see okay, or do I need to lift anything closer? Okay, these are some different leaves that I made. I'll get those out of the way for now. So what we need to do is once we get the the loose coils done, we need to shape them. So let me get these out of the way. And I will show you how to shape them. I need one more coil because I need to make this shape right here and I need 2 of them. So I'm going to wind 1 more strip of paper. Just like that. First it's a tight coil and then I let it go and it becomes a loose coil. Then I add a little bit of glue. And attach it down. Yes, a thumbs up is the greatest compliment you can give me, and I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much. Let me make sure I'm on all messages so I see everything. Yes, I am. Okay, now for the first, oops, let me grab this one. For the first shape here, there it comes into focus. For this first shape where my thumb is, I need to make a half circle. So what I'm going to do is find out where that little seam is. See the seam right there? I want to hide that in a crease. So I'm going to place my thumbs on the base of the circle coil, and I'm going to press in with my forefingers. And I make a flat side on one side and a half circle on the other. And I need 1 more of these yellow S shapes. So I'm going to find where the seam is. Sometimes it's not so easy to find. Okay, there's the seam right there. So I'm going to find where the seam is. Hey, focus. Focus! Come on. There we go. There's the seam. And I'm going to pinch both of the ends. So I have a little diamond shape. You don't think you could be so patient? Oh, it's not that hard. It really isn't. Okay, and now to make an S, I'm going to bend it over my thumb and over my first finger. And there's the S shape. Now, because I want this to stand out a little bit, I'm going to create a bit of an outline by taking some of the stem color right here, and I'm going to put it along one side like this. And of course, there's extra there that I'm going to take my scissors, my very small scissors, and I'm going to cut off that extra as soon as it dries. Get it in place here. See, can you see that? The extra there? Hello, Angela. Nice to see you. Hi, Lori. Good to see you. Okay, so that's in place now. I'm going to cut off the extra. And I need to do the same thing with the S1. I need to create kind of a vein, if you will. So I need to make sure I've got it on the correct side. And that would be this side. And I'm going to create the little outline. This one's going to be just a little bit more difficult because I've got to get that S pattern in there. So I'm going to push into the little indentation on one side for just a moment. And then I'm going to bend over the opposite side. Whoops, I'm sorry. My thumb was in the way. So I'm going to push in on the curve. Whoops, it stayed glued to me. There we go. And I need to cut off the excess. Just like that. Art sleepy. Okay. So now I have all of my pieces. I've cut and coiled and outlined. All of my pieces. I need to join them together to create my leaf. So now what I need to do is add glue to each component and add it to the stem. And because I don't want it to move, you can't see my pins, they're out of screen, but I'm going to use pins to hold things in place. So I'm going to take my first component, add glue, get the stem, put it on, and hold it in place for just a minute. Okay. And I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. First, I take my half circle one, add glue to it, and add it to the other side of the stem. And see how they pop out at the bottoms? I can't pick it up to show you. Maybe if I can get my... See how they're popping away from the stem at the bottom there? That's why we need pins to hold these things in place. So I'm going to put a pin at the top. And then I'm going to put a pin at the bottom. And then I'm going to scooch this all together, squish it all together, and put that last pin in there. There, and now it's all together. Now the pins are going to be in the way of the component, but you'll see what I'm doing. Okay, now I need to take the little S part and attach it to the half circle part. Can you see how it's starting to come together? Okay, so let me get some glue. Hi, Patty. What type of glue do I use? Dana, I use Mod Podge or Elmer's white glue or clear all-purpose glue. This right here happens to be Elmer's glue. Elmer's all-purpose glue. Okay, so I've got some glue there. Yes, Lori, pinning is very required. Some people go, oh, no, you shouldn't pin, but I pin. Okay, so I got that. Now let me pin that together. Bring that close. And pin that one. Bring that close. And now you can really see it coming together. I need to add the last two components to the bottom of the leaf. And voila. So let me add some glue. I'm out of screen adding the glue here because I can't see under the phone. Okay, so here's some glue. Oh, really, Bonnie? Wow. Hey, Debbie. Welcome, welcome. Okay. Oh, I got to get a pin and put that in right away because it just doesn't want to scooch in there. So I'm going to have to help it scooch in there. There. And let me get some glue on the other side. I do crochet, but am not a fan. I make little things now. I don't do the Afghans or anything like that anymore. I make little creatures. Not amigurumi, but I do make little things like, oh, let's see. Let me see if I can show you. Where did my dust bunny go? Oh, there is my dust bunny. I made a little dust bunny. See his little face? I crocheted this little dust bunny. And I gave him all kinds of fur. Here, let me. I gave him a little tail. And I gave him all kinds of fur. And I use him to clean up the dust on my desk. He's my little dust bunny. With his little teethies, his little nose, his little whiskers. So I do crochet little things like that. Okay, and once this is dry, you'll end up with a leaf that looks like this. So this should be dry enough that it's held together. I think I'm going to unpin it now. And there we are. I'm going to leave it pinned a little bit further over here on the bottom because it wants to come apart from the stem. So I'm going to leave it pinned way over here. Okay, so that was the leaf. Now, let's make this pumpkin. We'll leave the pumpkin here for reference so that you can see what it looks like. And I'm going to take the paper out. Okay. So these are some other variations. I made a white pumpkin. Okay. So, first of all, we need our quilling papers. And I used whole ones. And I've already pre-softened these. So I'm going to quill I have a quilling piece of paper missing, but that's all right. I can get another one. I get my quilling supplies from the Quilt Creations. And let me just take a piece of paper out. Okay, so let's make the centerpiece first. Oh, thank you, Lori. Hi, Glitter. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so first I'm going to quill. If I can get it on my quilling tool. Sometimes it's a bit of a struggle. There we go. And I'm going to quill the entire piece of paper, the entire quilling strip, into a tight coil first, and then I'm going to let it loose, and it will make a loose coil. Like that. And then I'm going to put glue on the tip of it. And I'm going to shape this one. This is like a little accent color. This is going to be like where the sun's hitting the pumpkin. This is going to be a little accent color. And I'm going to squish this one. Just like that. So there's that one. Then whoops, then let's make the second one. Oh, thank you, Zena. Yes, I did a high-heeled shoe for a friend of mine. She was very, very sick, and I wanted to give her something special, and I did a high-heeled shoe. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Okay, so I'm gonna, whoops, I should be in the circle here. I mean, in the circle. I should be in the square creating a circle. Okay, put some glue on it. Close it up. And I'm going to squish that one too, because this is a lighter shade. So we've got the two light ones that will make this. Well, I only used one in here, but I'm going to make this one a bigger one. We're going to use two. And then the next pieces we're going to need are some half circles. Get that on there like that. So we'll make one more half circle. Oh, thanks, Becca. This is as close to Halloween as I could get. I did a poison green and a dried brown leaf color. Okay, so now I'm going to let that uncoil to create another loose coil, just like that. Let me put a little bit of glue on there. My bottle is almost empty. There we go. I didn't know you did paper quilling, Lori. Okay, so this one needs to be in a half circle. So I'm going to pinch the corners down and keep the thumb in place. And there's a half circle. All right, so now what I'm going to do is glue them together. So we're going to glue this one to this one. And we're going to need pins because they're going to want to fight against each other. So this one comes here. And then this one comes here. So we'll pin those together, and then we just add the half moons on both sides, like this. And when we get them glued together, it will look like this. Now we can't keep it like this because it's all wiggly wonky on the edges, and we want them to be kind of like a nice solid seam all the way around, so it's round like a pumpkin. So we take another strip And I'm going to go around halfway. And I'm going to take the strip and get it in the little crevices. There's halfway. Stay where I put you. Okay. Whoops. No. Get back in the crevice there, you. Okay. Now let's glue the other half. No, they don't use a paper shredder. They use a guillotine. They use a guillotine, a very, very sharp guillotine that's able to cut thin, thin strips of paper. Okay. So once it looks like this, we need to add a stem. So I've got a brown piece of paper right here. And it is about between 7 and 8 inches long. Yes, I buy my paper. I buy them, but the way they're made is with a guillotine. And I'm going to loosen it. Going to glue it shut. Okay, now I want to pinch the top to make a point and squish the bottom to make a triangle. And then I'm going to turn my finger sideways and make a crease so that we have this. This little triangular shape with a little crease. Okay, and see on this pumpkin up here where there's a little indentation and a little hump, that's where you want to put this indentation. So I'm going to put some glue on there. And I'm going to put it on there like that. Now, I need to pin that because if I don't, it won't be secure. And I don't want to hold it till it's dry, so I need to pin it there in place. There's that. And I think I want to put just a little bit of a hook on this one, like I did with this one here. I made a little bit of a hook at the end of the stem. Okay, now In order to make this little scroll, this little viney piece here, it's called an S scroll. So we start I've got 3 pieces of green, two light pieces and 1 dark piece. And they are 2.5 inches long. 2.5 inches long. And I've glued them together at one end. Now I have another quilling tool that's got a much wider slot at the end so it can accommodate more paper. And I'm going to, coil it down about halfway and let it go. And then I'm going to pull on the pieces of paper to fill in the coil. I'm going to cut them even. And then I'm going to go on the other end and coil them in the other direction. And I've made an S coil. I got 15 minutes. Oh, I'm not going to have time to make my 3rd pumpkin. So then while this is drying, I'm going to add the coil. I'm going to put some glue here and some glue here. Whoops, that was way too much. There we go. I'm going to pin that in place. And when it's done, we'll have a pumpkin that looks like this when it's dry. We'll have a pumpkin that looks like this. Oh, Bonnie, I would be more than happy to help you. I would be way more than happy to help you. Wendy H, hello. When pinning the paper together, are you putting the pin through the paper or just in the board? I'm just putting it in the cork board. I'm putting the pin through the holes in the paper into the cork board below. So I'm putting it through the holes in the paper into the cork board below. Now, if you want some of these, I will have some for sale in Lovely's Crafting Lodge. Or you can message me and I can help you make them yourselves. Oh, you're welcome, Bonnie. Thank you, Wendy. Vicky's next. I don't know anything about Vicky. She's new to me, so I'm really, really excited to go over there and find out what she's got in store for us all. Amy, you would like me to teach a class, please? Well, maybe on one of my nights, I do go live on Monday nights at 9 o'clock, and I do mixed media prompts. And I used to stay on, where am I from? I'm from Maine. And I used to stay on for an hour, hour and a half, take a half-hour break, and then come back on again and teach a class on something, a little something or other. But I might just do an impromptu. I would announce it several hours beforehand, depending on what day and what time it is. If there's enough call for it, I would love to do a class on paper quilling. Oh, you're very welcome. You're very welcome, Ellen. Let's see, you could use a photo, remove backgrounds, and use in Canva. I don't know what Canva is. Tell about when you stream. Yeah, I just did that. We're on the same wavelength, Becca. We're on the same wavelength. Oh, you're very welcome, Brenda. Well, I might just do a video. I could do a video teaching very, very basics. Oh, let me show you. Hold on. I'm on Beth Schuler's channel and did a very beginning class. And this is what we made. We made a flower. We made a butterfly. And we made a flower pot. Very beginning. I also make jewelry. And I also have made some journals. And let's see, I've got 10 minutes left. Let me get the first journal I ever made. This is a junk journal. Let me remove these pins. Let me lift this up so that I can show you. It is my first journal ever, and the signatures are, I've got two exactly the same, and then I threw a third one in because there was a lot of room left over. I didn't know about spacing or anything. So I threw a third little signature in there. I covered it with just some scrapbook paper and some lace. And it's very dark and dreary. I do have some pages in it that are light and happy. I like this page because it has numerology. I put numbers in there, all numbers that mean stuff to me. Yes, no, maybe so. Let's see. This is Be the Friend. And inside it's be the fun, be the silly person, be playful, be wild, be unique. I got a whole bunch of tags in this pocket with different words of what you should be. This is my Native American name, Snow Fox. And I saw that picture and I had to put it in there. So I've done my hand at junk journaling, and it's kind of macabre. It's got a few good things in there, but it's kind of macabre, and it's all mismatched, and I love it. It's the first one I ever made, and it doesn't have too much in it in the way of tuck spots or anything like that, but I added a lot of stuff that meant stuff to me. And I do embroidery. Yes, I do. Fabulous jewelry. Yes, Belinda. Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, thank you very, very much. I appreciate it all. Show the jewelry. How much time do I have left? I can show a bracelet that I've made just recently. Which is a bangle. It's 3 different shades of purple. No, it's 2 different shades of purple and 1 shade of teal. And what else do I have over here that I can show you real quick? I haven't put the ear wire on it yet, but I made a Christmas earrings. This is one of them. Oh. 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes. Are we all ready to, are we all set to go over to Vicky? Oh, thank you, Amy. Yes, Lori has 2. Lori has 2 of those bracelets. Yes, I do get my beads locally. I have Hobby Lobby, and I have a beautiful bead shop here called Butler Hill Beads. So I get my beads locally. Thank you, Zena. You're welcome, Miriam. You're welcome, everybody. It was my pleasure. I had a great time being here. I was really, really nervous about doing this, but I shouldn't have been. I had fun. We had fun at play. Belinda's gonna just list everything that I do. So let's all hurry on over and scoot on over up to Vicky. Vicky W. Sullivan. She's next. Let's go see Vicky. Thank you so much, everybody. Oh yes, I make Christmas ornaments out of spoons. Plastic spoons and wooden spoons. I make Christmas ornaments out of them, Sandy. Thank you, everybody, for coming and subscribing and helping me out. I appreciate it so very, very much. I hope to see you sometime in my chat. Have a great night. Let's go over to see Vicky. Bye for now, meow.